Player props here on PrizePicks for Friday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you guys can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. There is also a Discord link in the description where the main server is completely free. We also have that Patreon link in the description where I post all the plays I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. I do also need to mention that this is not gambling advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is simply just the plays I'm personally looking at making, hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions. But yeah, let's not waste any time. We have a massive slate today. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 games on the slate today. 16, almost over half the NBA playing tonight. Some plays I like here on the board. Let's not waste any time, you guys. Let's just get right into it. It is also Flex Friday as well. But yeah, let's get right into it. So the first play that I'm targeting here is going to be Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard over 40.5 points plus assists here against the Boston Celtics. Now, taking a look at this matchup here, this game is being played in Portland, where we know Portland plays very, very well. They play so much better at home compared to on the road. Jason Tatum is looking to be questionable for this game. There's going to be no Robert Williams, no Pritchard, obviously no Gallinari, and Tatum is questionable. Let's take a look at really why. Bruised left hip, he did get hurt. I could see them definitely sitting him in this matchup maybe, so would make this game even closer in my opinion here. Damian Lillard looking like he's going to be probable. Yeah, he's going to play right calf tightness. But Damian Lillard at home is just an absolute monster. If we look at his points plus assist game log this season at home, look at the hit rate, you guys. This is just at home this season. We just need 41. 1, 2, 3. If he had 41 with 0 assists in this game, by the way, 0. But anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of his last 7 games. 7 of his last 7 games, he's hit the over on this at home. All right, but 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's just 7 of his last 7, and then essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 16 of his last 25 home games, he's hit the over on this. Okay, Damian Lillard just played Boston in the very hostile Boston environment. He had 35 PA in that game in only 30 minutes. He didn't even play the fourth quarter, I believe. It was a complete blowout. 30 minutes is pretty low for a Damian Lillard. I mean, you can see here it was pretty much over. I mean, yeah, it was. They were up by like 18 points heading into the fourth. I don't even think he played. I mean, I don't even know how many minutes he played, but 30 minutes for Lillard is extremely low. I mean, Derek White, Jason Tatum both played 30 plus. Even Jaylen Brown in this game only played 25 minutes. So we can expect a much closer game here at home. Damian Lillard, I mean, at home, he played 30 minutes in that game against Boston. He hasn't played less than 30 minutes. He's only played less than 30 minutes 4 times this season at home. I mean, we could see him play well north of 38 minutes. He just had 35 PA in 30 minutes. We take a look at point guards PA recently against the Boston Celtics. Trae Young just had 48. Drew Holiday had 47. Emmanuel Quickley had 45. Darius Garland had 38. Halliburton had 36. Like I said, Lillard just had 35. Garland had 29. Dinwiddie 25. And Emmanuel Quickley 25. So we've seen point guards, even if we just break this down to guards, right? Like both sides, shooting guards and point guards as well. Anthony Edwards had 35 here. Donovan Mitchell had 44. But Damian Lillard, the stark difference is between home and away. He averages 5 more points per game, almost 5. 5 more points per game at home versus on the road. He shoots the ball so much better from 3, from the field, takes more field goal attempts, more 3-point attempts. So I think without question, Damian Lillard can put up, 30 plus points in this matchup. But more specifically, I like this matchup because of the assists. If we take a look at point guards over the last 15 games. All right, Boston giving up the 6th most points per game to point guards and the 2nd most assists. You can see here both these are in the green here for Boston, in the top 6 in both categories against point guards over the last 15 games. If we take a look at Damian Lillard over his last 8 games at home, he is averaging 12 potential assists. He did, like I said, just have, I believe, 7 assists versus Boston. 8 assists versus Boston here. We know Boston's been getting torched by the point guards as far as assists goes. Also, something to note, Jeremy Grant is questionable for this game with, a quadriceps injury. He picked it up on Sunday, didn't play on Tuesday. So, again, we don't know. He's looking maybe, in my opinion, maybe on the more doubtful side of questionable. In this season, without Jeremy Grant on the floor at home, Damian Lillard averaging 41 points per game and 7 assists for 48 PA with a 41.4 usage. And that's a pretty decent sample size. I mean, 262.8 minutes here for Damian Lillard with Jeremy Grant off the floor here. We take a look at the odds. It's minus 120, minus 120, minus 125 across the board to go over 40.5. We can see the hit right here, 10 of his last 15, and that includes on the road and at home. And we've seen this line actually be at 43. It was even at 45.5 against the Golden State, 45.5 here, 45, 44, 44, 44. So we get a massive discount in here, right here, in my opinion, at 40.5 for Damian Lillard at home. Yeah, it really just doesn't make sense given how Damian Lillard plays at home. 4.5 point spread. I can see this actually being even tighter than that if Tatum doesn't play here and Jeremy Grant doesn't play. Should be a ton of offense. We know the Portland Trailblazers are usually in high scoring games here. I like Damian Lillard bounce back here at home. I think Portland's like 5 or 6 losses away from just being out of the playoff picture at all. So Damian Lillard looking to will his team to win here tonight. I like this one over 40.5 PA. And then the second one here is going to be Zach LaVine. And I'm actually looking at his over 35.5 PRA, but you could also take his over 26.5 points as well if you don't like it. I also like his over 5.5 free throws made as well here. But for this video, it's going to be Zach LaVine's over 35.5 PRA here against the Minnesota Timberwolves, his former team. But before I get into this play, I wanted to talk about quickly the Thrive Fantasy promo on Thrive Fantasy. Free square for new users, Jaylen Brown to score 1 point. So a free square on Thrive Fantasy. Again, if you guys aren't yet signed up for Thrive Fantasy, there's a link in the description to sign up for Thrive Fantasy, or you guys can use promo code TUFF. They will match 100% of your first deposit. Thrive Fantasy does have the highest multipliers in the industry. 5 out of 5 correctly is 20.2x your entry, 4 of 4 is 10.2x, 3 of 3 is 5.2x, and 2 of 2 is 3.2x. So you can see here the free square right here, or that's a promo / the prop promo as well going on as well. I think every 25 people that play this prop, they're slash the prop by 1 point. So take a look at Thrive Fantasy, you guys. If you're not yet signed up, you get a free square today here on Thrive Fantasy. There's a link in the description, or you can use promo code TUFF. But let's get right back into these plays. Zach LaVine over 35.5 PRA here. He's been playing extremely well. Like, just right off the bat, he's been playing extremely well. We can see here he's hit the over on this in 4 of his last 5 games. He missed here, finishing with 35. Technically, 5 of his last 6 he has hit the over on this. He just hit the over on this versus Sacramento, and he shot the ball pretty poorly. I mean, 31%, definitely one of his lowest shooting games over his last, 10 games. 7 for 22, 2 for 7 from the field. I mean, from three-point line. He did get to the free throw line 9 times in that game, so I do expect him to be super aggressive. I would say I just want to give this play as well his over 5.5 free throws made, because I do think he's going to get to the free throw line. But at 35.5 PRA here, I think coming off a game where he hit the over on this and he shot extremely poorly. I think he bounces back here tonight even more. He's averaging over his last 9 games since the All-Star break 30.7 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 3.6 assists. Okay, so we're looking at 34.7 plus 37. He's averaging close to 38 PRA over his last 9 games since the All-Star break. We look at some wings, or just guard players, similar players, PRA game log against Minnesota. Jaylen Brown just had 46 2 days ago. He just had 46. In that same game, Jason Tatum had 36. Mikal Bridges had 41. Tyrese Maxey had 36. Kevin Huerter had 31, 29, 0, and 2. Right, and this is just in the month of March. Royce O'Neal had 29. Harrison Barnes had 25 here. So we can see just in the month of March alone, Minnesota has been somewhat vulnerable here against kind of wing players. We can see your Zach LaVine over his last 5 games, averaging 8.4 rebounding chances, converting 5.2 of those, as well as 9.2 potential assists, converting 4.6 of those here. Some decent odds for us as well, minus 127 pretty much across the board, over 35.5 here. And I don't think that's accounting for his points line. I mean, his points line, again, points line at minus 135 here on BetMGM, DraftKings, and then other sportsbooks have it at 27.5. We can see here Zach LaVine is still at 26 on PrizePicks as well, so you could take a look at this one as well. But I like these 2 plays here for LaVine. I like his over 35.5 PRA. Would be obviously the first play, and then if you don't like it, LaVine 5.5 free throws made, it would be the second one. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these plays here. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.